Welcome to Screen Recaps, and today we are going to recapping the movie Space Sweepers. In 2092, Earth is nearly uninhabitable due to climate change, with most plants destroyed. The UTS Corporation builds an orbiting home for a select elite, leaving the rest of humanity in poverty on Earth, struggling with polluted air and high taxes. UTS founder Sullivan plans to colonize Mars using genetically modified plants, but critics argue his efforts only benefit the wealthy while millions suffer. On Earth, space sweepers like the crew of the ship Victory risk their lives collecting space debris to survive. T-Ho, a crew member, desperately searches for his lost daughter, but is continually disappointed. The next day, a massive piece of debris collides with a satellite near a solar battery charging area. Space sweepers rush to salvage it, but their efforts are interrupted by the arrival of the ship Victory. Android Bub throws a harpoon to secure the debris, and Victory takes off, leading to a chase by the other sweepers. Bub reels in the debris while Tiger manages the ship's machinery for a smooth operation. When the other ships close in, Captain Jang uses Victory's arm to fend them off. Pilot T-Ho maneuvers Victory through tight spaces around solar panels, narrowly avoiding a crash that only damages an antenna. At the waste management factory, T-Ho sells the materials but finds the pay insufficient. They end up in debt after accounting for the antenna damage and taxes. T-Ho's frustration escalates when a clerk threatens him with a knife. Meanwhile, a news broadcast reports on a missing android named Dorothy, stolen by extremists known as the Black Foxes, adding another layer of danger to their lives. The crew of the Victory finds Dorothy, a seemingly innocent girl who is actually a dangerous weapon, hidden inside a ship they salvaged. Initially terrified, they soon discover she's not as dangerous as reported, but remain wary. T-Ho, reminded of his lost daughter, finds Dorothy's belongings, including a phone with missed calls from Dr. Kang and UTS documents. The crew debates what to do with Dorothy. Tiger tries contacting the police, but T-Ho sees an opportunity to make money by selling Dorothy to the Black Foxes. They contact Dr. Kang, who agrees to pay $2 million for her. While preparing for the exchange, the crew is alerted to the arrival of the police. They quickly hide Dorothy and act normal as an officer boards the ship. T-Ho bribes the cop with some of Bub's savings, and Jang records the interaction to blackmail the officer, successfully forcing him to leave. T-Ho and Tiger head to a club in the commercial district to meet Dr. Kang for the exchange. Tiger keeps Dorothy hidden in a bag while T-Ho meets Kang, who checks for weapons before leading him to a meeting spot. Nearby, guards prepare to open fire. When Kang hands over the money, they discover Dorothy is missing. She has wandered into the dancing crowd, and as people notice her, their devices start flashing Dorothy's missing ad. Fear spreads, and the guards start shooting. T-Ho manages to shield Dorothy, but chaos erupts as the crowd panics. Dorothy's power creates a protective shield that dissolves bullets, allowing the group to escape. Returning to Victory, they are reprimanded by Jang, who destroys Dorothy's phone to prevent further tracking. Meanwhile, Sullivan, who is overseeing Mars' terraforming, scolds his team while mysteriously showing signs of physical distress. Later, T-Ho bonds with Dorothy, selling tomatoes she helped grow. Bub learns about T-Ho's tragic past, revealing he was a former child soldier who lost his daughter in a catastrophic event caused by space debris. After losing his daughter in a space debris accident, T-Ho joined a sweeper crew to earn money and continue his search. While Bub shares this story with Dorothy, court agents discover Dorothy and seize the crew's ship, Victory, due to their debt. T-Ho agrees to a new meeting with Dr. Kang, hoping to sell Dorothy to reclaim the ship and fund his search, though Tiger fears for her safety. Dorothy is suddenly kidnapped, leading to a tense chase. T-Ho rescues her using his soldier training, and they discover the kidnapper is the clerk who buys their debris. Meanwhile, UTS founder Sullivan reveals his twisted vision of humanity, selecting citizens based on DNA and killing a reporter he deems unworthy. Back with the crew, Yang deduces that Dorothy is human, which Bubs confirms. The crew discovers that the kidnappers are members of the Black Foxes, an environmental group, not terrorists. Dorothy's father, Dr. Kang, injected her with nanobots to cure a nerve-destroying illness, granting her the power to grow plants, which could save Earth. Sullivan, fearing this would make his Mars project obsolete, ordered her death. However, the only way to kill the nanobots is with a hydrogen bomb, and Sullivan plans to use one to cleanse humanity. As soldiers raid the factory, the crew escapes with Dorothy, narrowly avoiding capture. They flee in their ship, Victory, but face a nanobot infestation. Dorothy uses her powers to eliminate the threat but passes out briefly. The crew learns they've been framed as black foxes and wanted criminals. Meanwhile, Sullivan, undergoing a mysterious treatment, reviews their pasts, revealing deep ties to the UTS and anti-UTS activities. The crew then receives a message from the foxes and arranges to meet them at an old colony. After reuniting with Dr. Kang and the Black Foxes, the Victory crew notices the colony is rigged with EMP explosives. The explosives go off, disabling their ship and leaving them vulnerable. Soldiers storm Victory, killing the Foxes, including Kang, and capturing Dorothy. The crew is overpowered and arrested, but Sullivan spares their lives, mocking T-Ho for prioritizing money to find his daughter. Sullivan then reveals his plan to crash the factory with Dorothy tied to a hydrogen bomb, intending to devastate Earth. T-Ho, haunted by his past neglect of his daughter, decides to rescue Dorothy. The crew fights off pursuing soldiers as they race to the factory. They manage to save Dorothy but face a new challenge. The bomb's detonator is inside, meaning it will explode if tampered with. They need to get Dorothy far enough away to survive the blast. Tiger sacrifices himself by battling a soldier and ejecting them both into space, allowing the crew to continue their mission. With his axe, Tiger defeats the soldier and climbs back into the chamber. As the crew prepares to leave the factory, they discover attack drones closing in. Zhang contacts other sweepers, revealing Sullivan's plan and rallying them for help. The combined effort of the sweepers brings down numerous drones, allowing the Victory crew to escape. Meanwhile, Sullivan's monologue is broadcasted, sparking global outrage. Sullivan pursues Victory, engaging in a fierce battle. Zhang's efforts to defend the ship lead to her being thrown into space, while Bubs is killed in the conflict. Despite their sacrifices, the crew's plan succeeds. They had secretly taken the bomb and dropped Dorothy with the other sweepers, using themselves as bait. Sullivan's ship is destroyed in the explosion, and the surviving piece of Victory is saved by Dorothy's control over the nanobots. UTS later apologizes and commits to restoring Earth. The crew, now debt-free, enjoys their new lives. T-Ho, reunited with his daughter's DNA, finds closure, and the crew adopts Dorothy. Earth begins to heal, and the crew lives happily together.
I thought I was